The Boolean modifier is a really interesting tool. It allows us to use an object to cut into another object. So, for example, I have two shapes on the screen. I'm just going to change this smaller shape to display in wireframe mode, just so you can see what the Boolean modifier will do. I'm going to apply the Boolean modifier to this larger shape. Whatever shape has the modifier assigned to it will be the shape that is cut into. Now coming to this object field, this tells us which shape we want to use to cut into our base object. So I'm going to select this smaller shape here. So on our modifier screen, object, Boolean test. Now watch what happens when I move the smaller shape into our base object. As you can see, the smaller object is cutting into our larger shape here. There are three different Boolean operations: difference, union, and intersect. With difference, it simply calculates the bounds of the target object and subtracts that from the base object, like what you see here on the screen. Union adds the target mesh to the base object. So if I apply this modifier now, you can see that the target mesh has become a part of our base object. And intersect is the opposite of difference. Any geometry outside of the target object will be subtracted. Overlap threshold is just to change the maximum distance between two faces, which will change how Blender considers them as overlapping. I honestly never use this field, and you may not have to either. So before we end this video, I want to show you quickly how a Boolean modifier could be useful. Let's say you are making a post-apocalyptic scene. So I have a skyscraper here, which I made, and I'm just going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to use a wireframe modifier on this duplicate, which gives us what you could say is the framework of the skyscraper. Now I'm just going to move the wireframe into the original skyscraper mesh. And I might make this skyscraper a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to make a cube. Scale it up. Subdivide a few times, and increase the fractal amount. I'm also going to just smooth it out a little bit more. So with this skyscraper selected, I'm going to apply the Boolean modifier now, with this fractal cube being the target. I'm also just going to put the fractal cube into wire mode. Now if we move in, scale it up, you can see it's giving us a ruined look. And what you could also do is duplicate the fractal cube, move it in a bit, and then you could select the wireframe and put a Boolean modifier on that, and then select our duplicate. So it's quite rough, but you can see how we can make a post-apocalyptic scene using this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a lot more about the Boolean modifier. Feel free to subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you in the next video.